All right. Hi, guys. Welcome back to From the Nest podcast, episode number 6. And I'm here with Ken today. I'm Candy, by the way.
And I'm Ken.
And we're from the Our Family Nest YouTube channel. And it's been a while since we've sat down here, just the two of us.
That's because we've been busy. Vacations and dance competitions and sports and outside activities. Yeah. All that good stuff.
Andrew did the last podcast with me.
What was that about?
We talked about college.
Okay.
And so it's been a few weeks. So We're here to give you guys kind of an update on what's been going on. And today we're actually going to answer some viewer and listener emails as well. So first of all, what's been new with you?
Nothing, just trying to work on the barn. Getting it ready for Blake's graduation party because I think the majority of the guests will probably sit in there and eat, I would assume. So I'm trying to get the electrical done, which is about 90%. I have a friend coming over who's going to help me hook up the breakers because I can do everything. Just that whole final connection piece is not my favorite thing to do. So I'm working on that. We're still trying to get the outside done. I mean, honestly, this house is a lot of work.
It is.
It's a lot of work and a lot of money, honestly. So
we knew that coming in because we built our last house, and it took probably a good 3-4 years of just constant. I was gonna say writing checks, but
no, we did most of the old house ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, the landscaping and
putting up the fence.
Yeah. Whereas this one, we've paid a little bit, but I've been doing some of the barn, obviously the barn stuff, trying to get done myself to save a little bit of money. But we have sod going in today, and more sod going in today, more sprinklers going in today. So I don't know. Trying to irrigate 10 acres of property is going to cost a lot of money. That's why we probably should get a well here at some point, which will probably pay for itself once we get our first water bill after we
water the grass. Actually, if you think about it, though, at our house last year, we didn't run our sprinklers a lot. We got a good amount, consistent rain. That's always nice.
The disadvantage, I think, here is it's new grass, so it's not.
It needs water.
Yeah,
to get
it's going to need watered, and I mean, it's doing well. It's doing well, but.
Yeah, and if you guys watch our Family Nest vlogs, it's been a while since we talked about it, but then we have this whole concrete fiasco around our in-ground pool, and we talk about it every so often, and it
just raises my blood pressure.
Yeah, you get really frustrated. So
it's just sad, I guess, from the standpoint of,
we'll fill them in if they don't know.
So we had a pool put in last year, and we had someone do our concrete, which I really, really like. I mean, the guy's real stands by his work. And it was just
it looks beautiful.
It was a beautiful job. Just unfortunately, I think the way that it was put down, it did not allow for any room for expansion. And with our winters, the concrete does move and shift and stuff, so we don't have really much separation, but we have a lot of cracking. So the concrete guy is gonna hold up to his word and come out and fix what's bad. So,
but just the vision of so you have all this new stuff that's being built, and even when you build the house, it was stressful. When you seen things that were messy and all that, you couldn't visualize what it's going to look like at the end. And the thing with the pool, it's it's all done and it looks perfect, and now we have to tear it out. Yeah. And tearing things out is so much work.
Well, we don't have to do the work. It's just the stress in itself of having a mess. Dogs going in the mud again, letting the dogs out. Yeah, there you go. See, I'm raising blood pressure.
I already was telling my friend, I ran into her at Kroger last week. I'm going to schedule a girls' trip, and I'm just going to leave for the week.
You going to take the dogs?
No. But the work, I'm just going to leave, and the work better be done.
I think it's going to take more than a week. So, but anyways, that's home problems. We just reached 1 million subscribers on our YouTube channel. So we now have 1 million people that are subscribed. If we can get 1 million people to watch.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing with YouTube.
Then we'll all leave for vacation. So
the crazy thing is, compared to 2 years ago, which 2 summers ago, I don't know, I have our whole timeline. I posted on Instagram if you're curious of our growth timeline and how it's worked. with us daily vlogging since October 2014. So it's been 3.5 years. 2 summers ago, our subscribers were probably half of what they are now, and the views were double. It's just crazy of how YouTube has changed so many things over the years in terms of how they share your videos, who ends up on the homepage for suggested videos. So much has changed.
Oh, and I think options too. I mean,
there's so many.
I mean, everybody
channels.
has started a YouTube channel, so there's more options out there. But the good thing for us is we've stayed consistent. We've stayed true to ourselves.
Did you see my Instagram post?
I did not.
It was kind of a little lengthy paragraph, but the one thing that I said is, we're not very good with keeping up with fads. We're not very good with following trends.
I wouldn't say we're not good. I wouldn't say we're not good at it.
No, but we don't run our channel by what's the trend today.
Yeah, this is what people are doing, so we need to do it in order to boost our views.
Yeah, we kind of just are ourselves and share our daily lives, and the fact that we're able to do that, and we're kind of just a normal, everyday American family.
Some people have quit vlogging. Some people, I mean, even if you want to talk about fad chasing, I don't think we chase fads, but I mean, there's videos that you'll see out there. Oh, I'd like to do that.
Oh, absolutely. But I don't study it to the point of looking at what wake up Monday morning. What are the trends this week?
Let's retool our channel to do this.
Yeah,
we
I'm
don't
not
do
good with that. Stuff. And I'm glad we've just kind of kept to who we are, and we grew slower than most, but quicker than some.
But I mean, if you look at the last couple 100,000, I mean, the growth rate's about the same if you think about it over time.
But we went from 100,000 subscribers to 500, 600,000 subscribers in a year.
Yeah, it went really fast.
That part was super fast.
Right.
So, but anyways, we're grateful no matter whoever watches. Like I said in my post, as long as people keep watching, we're going to keep sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what else is new? Andrew's graduating here soon from college. Blake's graduating from high school. Carly's graduating from 8th grade. Yep. The kids have, roughly 6 weeks of school left? Mm-hmm. 6 weeks of school.
Blake starts his new job tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Prom, actually, we're getting really stacked up because we're still doing Greco freestyle for wrestling for Chase. So he wants to do states. I don't know why, but okay. That's actually May 11th. So, he's still practicing. We haven't done any tournaments in between. So Carly has her last dance competition coming up. And then we have prom and Andrew's graduation on May 5th. Mm-hmm. And then we had a wrestling tournament, which we're not going to do because you can't do 3 things in one day. So that's the activities with the kids. We're going to try to open the pool this Sunday. What else is going on?
I'm trying to put winter in the past and summer in the future.
Yeah, because next week, actually, we're 66 today. It'll be a little chillier tomorrow, 50, or maybe about the same. And then come next week, we're 80s.
Right.
So we're going to be 80 degrees. So that's what's going on with Ken and Candy and our family nest. So I think we're going to dive into some of these questions, or what else?
Well, yeah, we're going to do some viewer questions because I've kind of said to you guys, write in, and we've been gradually kind of getting some good emails and such, and so we're going to do a few of those today. But before we jump into that, I did want to talk about reaching the 1 million subscribers. Did it change anything for you? Do you have any goals for the future of the channel? How do you, we reached this milestone, and ultimately I think anybody who starts a daily vlog channel, if anyone said what's your goal, and obviously you want people to watch, people to subscribe, and hitting that 1 million subscriber milestone is probably one of the biggest things that you can hit. So did it because we didn't really talk about this, did it change things for you mentally, or is it still the same?
No, I think it's still the same. I mean, honestly, I don't want to downplay the fact that hitting 1 million subscribers is really cool, because it really is, but I think YouTube has changed. I just don't, let's just say 2 years ago, I think 1 million just meant something completely different than
it does now.
And I say that only because it's, like I said, really cool to have 1 million subscribers, but when your views don't match your subscribers, it almost depletes the meaning of what subscribers mean.
Right. But it's interesting, and I fill Ken in on this kind of data here and there. Like, there's people that I'm subscribed to that have 5 million subscribers and don't get the views that we get.
I never said we weren't blessed.
You know what I mean?
I mean, completely, appreciative. But I mean, back to your initial question, did it change me? Probably, I don't think so. But in the same token, I think you've reached a milestone. It's time to set new goals, right? Which we didn't really do at the beginning. We try to set goals every year and have new milestones in which to reach. And just like, you guys, it's like you can just float through life without really having a plan and wake up every day and you take a shower and you work and, kids and dinner and, the rat race of life. But if you don't have goals, a commonplace that you want to, get to, then you just literally floating through life sometimes.
Yeah. And believe it or not, if someone said, what's your primary goal for your channel? Here we are, 1,500 videos into our channel, and I still would love to have everyone vlog every video that we post.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? That is
everyone
the biggest
in the family?
Yes. That is the biggest challenge for our family. And you guys know this if you watch our videos, because there'll be a video, it'll just be me and Carly and maybe Chase for a few minutes, or however it works out. Like, but it's to me, that is my ultimate goal. That's what makes a good vlog.
You're trying to take 6 actors, and always having them
different
available is different. I mean, like Blake was working on a homework assignment last night till 11 o'clock at night. And, it's Carly's at dance, or Chase at wrestling, or I'm outside doing this. It's difficult. Yeah. But I mean, when we plan it, and we say, hey, we need everyone here, it usually happens.
Yeah.
But
that would just be if someone said, what's my goal? That's my goal.
As the kids get older, it gets harder to do that. I mean, if they were all, I was looking at an old picture. If they were all that age right now, it'd be a piece of cake to pull everyone together and say, this is what we're doing today, guys.
Pull them away from their toy room and say, let's vlog for 15 minutes. Right. It'd be so easy.
Absolutely. So we either need more babies or puppies or grandchildren.
Puppies?
Jeez, no more puppies.
All right. So we're going to jump into some listener emails here. And this first one, these are pretty lighthearted. And then the third one's a little bit more of a serious topic. So this one's from Maggie. And she says, Dear Our Family Nest, great job on your first podcast. So that tells you how old this one is. But thank you for that. I thought it was great, and I hope you continue making them. One request I have would be, how do you balance out family time with work and other activities? I'd love to know, but it's totally fine if you don't decide to put this in a podcast. Thanks. So, how do we balance everything that we do?
Did we talk about this a little bit in that particular podcast? How we balance it? I mean, because
I think we talked.
About Candy and her available. Yeah, Candy and her, and that actually, it's been fluctuating here weirdly lately.
I've been working on it.
I know, but we did Vacation. Right before that, we did Vacation. She stacked lots of videos, which we always do when we go on vacation, so she can actually have a vacation. Which you worked your tail off, but then you got into this rhythm where she wasn't editing at night. You were only doing it in the morning, and that seemed to work out pretty well. Mm-hmm. But I don't know where you're at right now in your schedule.
I'm ahead, so it's good. But so now it comes down to when you see me working on times when we could be doing things together or with the kids. Now it's more not about that I have to be working right now. Mm-hmm. I want to be working.
Right.
So it's like I balance part of it, but not wholly.
Yeah, and I think the different part here is because I don't edit video. Candy does all the editing. The planning, I mean, she does most of the work. I'm just, part of it. And I know she wants me to do more of it. It's hard to take her baby, right?
I actually had a really good idea, something I would like to do. Do you know your little cabinet in the kitchen where your little area where you have your keys and all that? I want to just take like a sticky note, and I'm going to put like, we're vlogging today. On the days that I need.
But when she does that kind of stuff, we do it.
Yeah.
It's just like everybody in life. You procrastinate the things you don't want to do.
Right.
I don't want to say I don't want to do this, but it's like I have the things that I want to get done in a day.
I know.
Your priorities
That's what I'm saying.
are all of this.
I think it would help. It's almost like those dishwasher things. The dishes are clean. The dishes are dirty.
Right.
We don't vlog like our whole day, just like random stuff every single day.
Right.
Because maybe we have a brand deal that's posting, or maybe we pre-filmed a challenge, or maybe Carly and I did something,
or I have something going on where I can't be part of it. I
Yeah.
can't hold a camera while I'm up on a ladder trying to install lights.
What I'm saying is, so if you wake up in the morning and I have the sticky note, we're vlogging today, then well, I'm heading out to do this, do that, grab.
Well, that's like you did.
The camera
that's
with
like you did today with the podcast. You're like, hey, we're going to do a podcast. I'm
no
like,
big
all right,
deal.
let me get this, and this done. And she's like, well, you need to shower up and because I was outside sweating, all that good stuff. So. To balance it, it's just, I mean, we're just probably so used to this is how our life is. Mm-hmm. Whereas, a lot of people will go, get up in the morning, get the kids ready for school, take them to school. Did you see that? They can see that you're doing that.
I always have
when
to
I
block
tap, it
his
makes noise into the. I'm a hand talker.
Into the
Anyways,
microphone.
People have their rituals, and it's like you go to work, you clock in at work, you do your job. Let's just say you're done at 5:00. You come home, and that's when it becomes family time, where ours is always family time and always work. Mm-hmm. So it's like one of the same. It's like who you kind of become.
Right.
If you agree with that.
Yeah, I just think that there's a window of hours throughout a day. Let's call it 3 p.m. till, 9 p.m., maybe even 10 p.m., that we need to have a mixture of getting chores done, cooking dinner, cleaning up the kitchen, taking the kids to their activities, and somewhere in there we have to, I guess, call it work,
right?
Film, and then the rest of it we do during the day when the kids are at school.
All right, and then usually when she's doing editing and stuff like that, I'm either doing things around the house. I still have, my business of answering emails and calling people and doing that piece, which. It's not a full 8-hour a day. It could be an 8-hour a day job.
Sure.
It could, but do I want to do it 8 hours a day? And the answer's not really.
Yeah, I just think, balancing just, for us, it's just routine.
It's normal.
Yeah,
so
it's what we've established for several years now.
Right.
And even if before YouTube, when we were both running our recruiting business, it was the same thing.
Right.
We had routine. And
we work during the day when the kids are at school. And then what happens is when summer comes, the schedule does change a little bit from the standpoint of Candy ends up editing late at night, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because then everybody sleeps in the morning.
Like 9:30-ish.
Yep, and then
maybe.
you get up.
We get up.
And actually, for YouTubers, for us, it's actually better because we have the kids here all the time. Now, where we're going to struggle this year a little bit is being in the house that we're in. They all have their own bedrooms. So really forcing them to get out of their rooms, get off the video games.
2 of the boys have jobs now.
Yeah. So thanks, Maggie, for your question.
Yes. All right. Next question is from Rich.
I want to read it. Let me
want to read this one. This one's pretty. It's pretty short, actually.
This is a pretty question.
Pretty short.
So this message is from Rich. How do you deal with people asking for a shout out or formula on making a channel? How do your off-screen friends feel about your channel? So it's a 2-parter. How do we deal?
It's actually a 3-parter.
That is true. Let's start part number 1.
Yeah.
How do you deal with people asking for a shout out? Do you want to do that, or do you want me to do that?
Sure, because it's really easy.
Yeah, it is really easy.
We don't.
We don't typically do shout outs.
No.
We have done shout outs for some friends, but here's the disadvantage. Usually they want a shout out like, oh my gosh, I'm starting a channel. I want a shout out right now. The bad thing is they don't have enough for people to watch. So it's like you give them a shout out with 100 subscribers and you're going to take them to probably, let's just say 2,000 subscribers, which is really not impactful for their channel.
Right.
So
right.
I think it's kind of a waste.
I guess I thought of this more, not even about the channel shout out. We just get simple, hey, can you shout me out? And they don't even have a channel. They don't have. Right. They just want their Instagram shout out or something,
right.
And
yeah, because I mean,
I wish we could do that, but we would be doing it all day, every day.
Right.
Because then once people see you're doing it, then they're, well, I need a shout out. But we have shouted out fan pages before.
Right.
Or friends.
We
channels.
get people that send us stuff all the time, like like their new startup companies with games and all that stuff. It's like they send it to us for free. Give us a shout out.
Yeah.
And if we're dying for footage and have nothing going on, we may take the game, grab the kids, play it, film it, that kind of thing, and we will definitely give them
a shout out.
Some kind of kudos. The formula for making a channel. What do you think of that? I think we've had not even a handful, probably a few people. We've had actually 2 people that we've trained in detail. Mm-hmm. Both of them have channels.
Yeah. I think the question maybe means like a formula for a successful channel. Let's add that word in there. And I think it comes down.
That's not what it says.
Yeah, but I'm thinking in my mind, if somebody said, what's your formula for a YouTube channel? Obviously, if you're going to start one, you want to be successful. And I look at this more along the lines of consistency, be yourself, be upbeat.
Yeah, but
interact with your viewers.
But you can have a character. I mean, that's if you're starting a vlog.
Oh, well, yeah, be consistent. Like, if that's what you want to do, then...
I think you need to have something that people want to watch, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
I think that's probably the most important thing is to have, good material. Mm-hmm. A reason for people to come back on a daily basis.
Right.
Is there a secret formula? The answer to that question is actually no. There really isn't a secret formula for a YouTube channel, in my opinion, because there are things that people do on YouTube, and I just scratch my head wondering, why are people watching this?
And they get millions of views.
Millions of views, and it's like, I don't get it. And also, just internally for us, it's like we'll put our heart and soul into a video, and the views will be down, and then we'll do something completely stupid. Doesn't make sense.
Because we have nothing going on.
Nothing going on, and it was easy and very little editing, and boom, here it explodes. So I don't think there's a secret formula, but there are some variables that if you stay true to these variables, you'll do all right. One being having good content. 2, like Candy said, being consistent is definitely very important, and I think being dedicated. I mean, that's the hardest. That's probably the hardest part of doing something like this is staying committed, because we do have, like I said, we even have a couple other friends that have made at least 100 videos. Yeah. The views aren't there, and it's not where they wanted to be, but they still do it. I think because they have fun doing it, though, and that's kind of where we started. Is we did it because it was fun to do.
Right.
And
I enjoyed watching so many other people do it. So I was like, I wish I could do this. I wonder if people would watch. And when you did it and had even just 100 people watch it, made your day.
Right.
So I think if you don't have high expectations going in, you can't fail. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Right.
If at the end of the day you got a couple 100 subscribers and you're making people laugh and smile and you're having fun doing it.
Right. And I think that's probably one of the best things about our channel is we are a family of 6. I think the world has changed from outside pressures that both parents are working. Kids come home from school. There's no mom, no dad there. They may get home later, cook dinner. It's just, I think we provide maybe that home family piece to a lot of kids, I think.
Yeah.
I want to be like our family nest, or I feel like I'm part of our family nest where mom and dad are home and you're doing fun things and you're still acting as a family. Whereas I think family values have changed so much from kids are on games as pacifiers. They're not, necessarily doing things as a family because everybody's so busy. And for us, fortunate, again, blessed and fortunate, we can get our laundry done, at 10 a.m. in the morning. Where parents, like I said, they got to come home, cook dinner, get laundry done.
It's stressful being a grown up.
Yeah, today being grass day, so you don't have as much time and effort to put into your children that maybe you'd like to. I mean.
But that's the crazy thing. We create these videos and we show all these moments. We're not showing that we're working our butts off some days.
Right.
And other people watch and they're like, oh my gosh, all this family does is go shopping with their kids and go on vacations and do there's a lot of stuff.
Sure.
That,
and the thing is we try to show the positive stuff.
Well, yeah, the fun stuff.
We fight with our kids just like every mom and dad does. And, there's arguments with the kids and they won't clean up their messes. And, we deal with all those same issues. We're just fortunate to have, a situation that's a little different. But we bring that piece to our viewers that can say, hey, I'm part of this family. This is a good feeling. This is what family should be like. So maybe we're setting a standard.
That's our formula then.
That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah.
So the next piece is how do your off-screen friends feel about your channel? Well, honestly, I don't think you probably know the truth to this question.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a good question.
It is a good question.
Tell us, off-screen friends.
Yeah, I think my close friends. There's this little interesting piece I find about surrounding yourself with people with like minds. That's some really good, strong advice for anyone who's listening or watching right now. If you want to, and success is different for everybody. But if you want to be successful, you surround yourself with people that are like what you want to be successfully. Mm-hmm. If you, let's say one of your friends is a Debbie Downer all the time and lazy, doesn't want to get up, doesn't want to find a job, doesn't like, to exercise or, any of those things, they're going to bring you to that level. So I think I surround myself with friends like minds. And those people that are close to me, I think are excited for our success. And that was kind of my lead into this. I think the close friends that I know, because I've surrounded myself with people of like minds, I think those people are excited for our success. And there are a few people that are like really excited, like, oh, this is so cool. They're glad for you. Yeah. And then I think there's a background of people because you have close friends. What are
these idiots doing?
No,
I
think there's some jealousy.
There's probably.
I think I'm sure there's a lot of behind closed.
Like, who would film their life and put it on YouTube?
Right.
What are these people, crazy?
Right.
You know that.
Oh, sure.
And I'm fine with that.
Sure. And they're judgmental all the time. And because they get to see inside of our lives, whereas your friends, you don't always know what happens behind closed doors. I think there's friends that have even good friends. You think you know them, and then something happens, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
So how well do you really know people and what they think? I really don't know.
Yeah, everybody that we talk to about it always seems very positive and like excited for us. So it's not like.
But then, what do they really think?
Yeah, you just don't know. I know my parents were out at a store one time and they ran into a friend that I haven't talked to in years, and they just said, "Well, is Candy still doing YouTube?" And my mom was like, "Yeah," and she was like, I just don't get it. Why would anyone put their personal business out on YouTube? Well, I don't.
It's really not your personal business. It's not like you're putting your bank account. Right.
I decide what I want to
who,
share.
I decide when. What's movies from that? We'll let you guys comment.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you, Rich, for your question. Great question. These are great questions. So please continue writing in. Even if it's the same people, I definitely think the questions are cool. Yep. And the last question.
The last one.
That looks like a big one.
Yeah. Okay, so this is from Anonymous.
Anonymous?
What a cool name. No. All right. She's over 25, lives in England, and she's been helping her older sister, who's been sick for over 6 years. So her life has been put on hold for her. They're best friends, and they do everything together.
Her mom?
Her sister.
She's taking care of her older sister. Okay.
Who's been sick for 6 years.
Okay.
Let me just read this now. 6 months ago, I met a guy and we became best friends. In the past 2 months, we decided to give it a go as a couple. I feel like we have something special and I don't want to lose something that can potentially be great. Mm-hmm. But my sister keeps making smart comments about him because my family's so loud and he's more quiet than them. But that's what I like most about him. Mm-hmm. And when I say we are hanging out or I'm staying with him, she always starts a fight with me and makes nasty comments about me, saying I'm weird. Which I don't think it's weird because he's the only person I have dated in the past 6 years, and I think she may see him as me getting taken away from her.
Mm-hmm.
Should I end it with him for her or just do what makes me happy? Sorry, this is so long. Keep up the great work. So
well, this is a movie. Yeah. We could turn this into a movie. No, I don't want to make light of your comment at all.
Yeah. I think that whether it be a sister that you're close with and you have a tight relationship with, or say it was even like your best friend, I think that's probably one of the hardest parts is when you're in your 20s like that and you have someone that you're doing everything with, and then here comes this person who's gonna
take time away.
I just think that all of the negative comments and snide remarks probably just come from a place of maybe fear and maybe even just a little bit of jealousy.
Fear, jealousy, hurt, all the above.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think you should do what makes you happy. I mean, she is your sister. She'll always be your sister. And I think, since you guys are sisters and you're so close, it provides you a good opportunity where you can actually be honest with her and take those snide comments, and maybe the next one she says, say, hey, you know what? When you say that, it actually hurts me because, I care about you. I care about this new person. I also put you on a pedestal. We've done everything together, but these comments, they hurt. And this other person makes me happy too. So I need both of you in my life, and I need you to be able to share me, if that makes sense. Right. For this, I would definitely, if this person makes you happy, your sister needs to understand that it's important to you. Right. And you need to explain it to her. And I think that's what happens in a lot of relationships is people are always fearful of what the other person's going to think. So therefore they keep it bottled up and they just deal with it day after day after day until then it just finally comes to a point where it's like, A, you're either exploding because you're so frustrated, or B, you just keep kind of hiding your true feelings. And that's not fair to you.
I think what a lot of people do in relationships too, and I've been guilty of this, is when it comes to like, say even just in our marriage now, I'll find that sometimes I don't talk about you to my friends or even like say my mom unless I'm complaining about something.
Right.
So I'm not saying that this person's doing that, but we tend to kind of only like share the negatives sometimes.
Right.
So I think an important piece would be like when you come home from a date or something like that, like share the positive things too. Maybe, make sure you're not just sharing the negative, so she can understand like why you feel about him the way that you do and why you want to keep dating him and spending time with them. And
do you think she does share the negativity though?
I don't know. Probably, early on in a relationship you usually don't do that. Right. I think that comes more later on when you're probably people are sick of you bragging about your wonderful boyfriend all the time. But
here's the tough part is, here you're in this new relationship, which is fun and exciting. Mm-hmm. And you have your sister who's your best friend, and it's difficult to share that fun and exciting piece with your sister who you hang out with all the time, because there is that sense of jealousy and hurtful comments and stuff like that. So then you stop sharing, right? Because she's going to come back with something, and you just don't want to be in that position. So I think I've always been the kind of person, and I have a strong personality, obviously. Everybody knows that. But of kind of nipping it in the butt, saying what I feel up front, and then I typically don't have to deal with the back end issues of situations like that. And I'll just use my parents as an example. Ever since I was younger, 18, I've always been independent. But even, turning into adulthood from 18, my parents would say something, and if I didn't agree with it, I wouldn't just shake my head and say, yeah, I agree, and then move on with something else. I pretty much told them this is the way that it is, and those don't come back and bite me later on, because I've set those boundaries. And maybe that's what I'm telling you to do, Anonymous, is maybe set some boundaries of, this is what I need to do for me.
Right.
I want you to be part of it and experience it, but understand those boundaries, and hopefully we can come to some kind of resolve.
And I would try to get them to spend time together too. Why not?
Your sister and your new boyfriend?
Yeah.
I don't mean by themselves, but like have him come over.
Have your sister go out on a date with your new boyfriend.
No, like have him come over, watch a movie, have game night,
and maybe we don't know the extensiveness of the sickness either.
Yeah.
I mean
and that could be a piece too if she's not able to date because of her illness. That would be hard.
Sure.
To see your younger sister
right.
be so have someone in her life that makes her so happy,
and that might create some of the jealousy too. Here I am. I have my sister who's awesome, my best friend, able to do these things that I can't do. So I mean, there's got to be jealousy involved, and whether it's harmful jealousy or not. I mean, the thing is obviously your sister can't prevent how she feels either. That's why I think if you are close, is to sit down and really just have a heart-to-heart, maybe get her feelings of what she's feeling, because you might not know, and a lot of people make snidey remarks as a cover-up for how they really feel.
That's just kind of how siblings are with each other sometimes, too. Our kids do it, and I know they're not 25, you're older, more mature, I'm sure, but think about our kids. When it comes to the girlfriends and all that stuff. They're always nitpicking with each other. And that's just...
They've gotten better, though. I think they've gotten better. They've definitely gotten better. So, but thank you again, Anonymous, for the question.
A great question. Thank you, guys. And for any of you who are listening, if you want to write in for advice or just even share your positive story or life experience, we could share those as well. You can write into podcast@ourfamilynest.com. And thanks, guys, for joining us today. Yep. So be sure, whatever you're listening to us on, whether it be YouTube, our YouTube channel where we put our podcast, if you would like to watch, it's youtube.com/Candyland, or you can listen to our podcast from the Nest on iTunes and Stitcher. Be sure to subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. So
thanks again for hanging with us today. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, guys.